What is going on, everybody? What is going on, everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome into the sanctuary of the virtual sanctuary of the St. James Show. I am your host. I am your prelate. I'm your pastor. I'm whatever you need me to be today. I am him, St. James. Do me a great big favor if you're not a member of the Saint or a subscriber of the St. James Show, please hit that like button for me. Hit the like button and also subscribe button. All right. Turn on your notifications so you'll know each and every time I am live. Do share on all your social media sites, everything. All right. Let everyone know we are here on this evening, this early evening in California. Join our Patreon. The link is in the chat pinned. All right. And also, you can join our exclusive YouTube membership as well, all through the night. If you would like to, buy, St. James a latte, buy him a little drink or something, $ the St. James Show. You can do it all the time. And I appreciate your donations. Listen, before we really get into it, some of you have been still loving the video that we did with, who was that with? Master Prophet. Yeah, just the Master Prophet the other day, Prophet Jordan, when we talked about churches closing and things like that. There are so many more donations that are still coming in, and I appreciate you guys that you are believing in the word, believing in what God has instilled into you, and your faith is so strong that you have the ability to plant seeds and expect growth. So I appreciate you guys supporting the channel through your planting. Our community here and our everything just grows and grows and grows. So I appreciate you guys for listening and adhering to, what could be move your life and move your situation to a more positive view. So thank you so much for those of you who watch the replay and you say, you know what, I am going to get into this realm, this atmosphere of blessings, and just bless the St. James Show. And I appreciate you guys for doing that. All right. Thank you, and thank you again. Those of you who send Zelles and just Cash Apps and everything, God bless you. I appreciate your support. What's up, Jay Rochelle? Thank you for being a member. Thank you so much. What's up, Sean? Sean, thank you so much. Mary is in the house. Courtney is here. We appreciate you. Kelly Hayes, I see you here. Phantom Love. Comet is here. Let's see. General Davis, thank you guys for coming through tonight. Here is the Patreon link, everybody. So make sure you hit the link. It is pinned in the chat. Chicago is in the house. Michelle Jenkins, Londa. Thank you, Londa, for being a member. Thank you for being a great support. You bought me lunch the other day. I appreciate you. I did get that. Thank you. Rejoice is in the building from New York. Appreciate you as well. Sabrina, thank you for being a member as well. Jesse is in the house on tonight. Listen, everybody, we've been waiting, haven't we? Haven't we been waiting and waiting for? Don't nobody go get conscious. Don't go get conscious. I don't need him gloating on that. Don't nobody go get him. Don't even talk to him. Don't. We have a conclusion on tonight. We have been dealing with this case between Bishop Jakes and Dwayne Youngblood and co-conspirators, as the lawsuit dictated. We have been waiting and waiting. We have been going through ups and downs and sanctions and AI, dealing with Tyrone Blackburn. Seemed like he derailed the entire lawsuit, dealing with his foolishness, dealing with his AI situations, and finally got him sanctioned. And Jakes' folks said, hey, we spent $77,000 debunking his motions that he put in the court that were bogus. And judge said, yes, I understand that. But then Jakes only gets $5,000 out of Tyrone Blackburn. Now, this has been going along. Dwayne, dropped Blackburn, filed a grievance against him. That's still looming. The sanction deal, Blackburn has to, carry that with him whenever he wants to go and practice law for a case in another in another state, he's going to have to acknowledge that he was sanctioned over there in Pennsylvania. So I don't know. I don't know how many people would want to deal with him, knowing that he's a risk. Make it allowing him to pro hoc vijay or whatever. He's a risk. He's a risk. What's up, T Danielle? So we've been dealing with all of this. So today, the judge just said, I mean, not the judge, TD Jakes has put in a request to, let's see here, very short, very to the point, nothing to write home about, even though, I put all these things in Patreon. So you'll see it in Patreon if you want to see the ins and the outs of it or whatever you want to do. Let's see here. Let me see if I can get it on the screen. With StreamYard, sometimes it goes on the screen, sometimes it doesn't. So let's see here. Oh, I think it's coming. Let me close out these comments on the screen for a little while. So this is just the short document. It says, pursuant to Rule 41A, 1AII, Plaintiff Thomas Dexter Jakes hereby gives notice that the above caption action is voluntarily dismissed by consent of all parties who have appeared in this action. Now, I'm not persuaded that, thank you for being a member for 16 months, P. Hall. I appreciate you. We have a goal of one. We have a goal of one orange or a higher color goal in the chat. So if you'd like to help us reach our goal, do that. It's only one. Mary says she is distraught. I wanted to look up something really quick, though. Let me turn those comments back on. We're not really looking up anything. I wanted to look up something really quick on here. Let's see here. Rule 41A. One. Did you guys hit the like button for me? 1A. And then we're going to do II. And I'm just curious to see if there was anything separate referred to the provisions of federals. Okay. Under the plaintiff may voluntarily dismiss an action without a court order if one or two things is done by notice of dismissal filed before the defendant serves either an answer or a motion for summary or judgment, by stipulation of dismissal signed by all parties who have appeared. Let's see here. Second pass stipulation, okay. Generally more automatic, gotcha. Okay, so it's just pretty much a regular dismissal. So what do you guys think? I have a couple of theories. And, I don't think, I'll see what you guys. Londa, that is a thought that I actually had. TD Jakes is not a well man at this point in time. Not sure how much his health and things can take with going through a lawsuit like that. That may be a factor in why he chose to dismiss this. Maybe the family said, listen, we know you ain't did it. We know, that this isn't something that you would do, or I don't know, maybe something he would do, but the kiss, the miss hug, the hug, the miss kiss, is it worth doing this? And we know the long haul was, he kept mentioning the podcaster, Larry Reed Live. So he kept mentioning that. He made statements. Bishop Jakes provided statements to the court as to his proposed harassment of him and his family by the Larry Live platform. I mean, it's in the court documents. So that may be, so we know that there was a direction it seemed to be actually going in. Now, when Blackburn was sanctioned, or before he was sanctioned, we know that he's on his way out. Dwayne had got the sponsoring attorneys in Pittsburgh to actually represent him. They took it on. Then they responded to Jake's like, I know nothing. I have absolutely no idea, no clue as to what this $6 million demand letter. I've never seen it. I didn't authorize it. Blah 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 blah. So they had to deal with that aspect of it too. Now with Dwayne Youngbuck coming in and putting a grievance against Tyrone Blackburn and his attorney legal ease that he does, that's something that they would have to fight up against as well. But Chantel, and that's my, first I thought, not well. That's a possibility. Then we have to think, will a refiling come? Will a refiling come? Now that sanctions have been done against Tyrone Blackburn, will he decide to X Youngblood out as a defendant and flip him as a witness to any new lawsuit that may come about? Refiling possibly in another state. Hey, Queen Anne, good to see you. Refiling in another state. Potters has that decrease under new management, that the coinage. Oh yeah, definitely. You said you want a new judge, huh? Let me make sure I'm not okay. So the question is, and all parties talked. All parties talked. They had to talk to agree, voluntary dismissal, said all parties agreed to this. What was the conversation? Was the conversation, Dwayne, I'm going to be filing another lawsuit. I'm willing to drop the lawsuit against you because I'm going to be filing another lawsuit against some co-conspirators. And we're going to call on you to testify. I don't think he was paid any money. He need to just go somewhere and be under a rock right now. I don't think he paid nothing. But should we be looking out for a new lawsuit? How many believe there's a new lawsuit on the horizon? Faith Love says the coinage is a little low over there at the Potter's house. It decreased under the new management. And when they say new management, they mean Torrey Roberts and Sarah Jakes Roberts. It has decreased under the new management. Let's see here. Courtney says, that's sad, though. Bishop spent well over 6 figures for this ending. That's the deal. If they said they spent $77,000, Courtney, just on rebutting the AI situation with Tyrone, this is in the 6 figures, 2s, 3s, possibly. And Brock says she believes a new one is on the way. I think so too, Ann. I think that is a possibility. What's up, Prayera? I think that's a possibility. Let me see. Let's see what else you guys have been saying. Yes, Courtney, I do remember the time you said it would be dismissed. Mary says, I refuse to believe this is the end. Dwayne, you talking? You talking, Wayne? Will there be a refile of sorts? Yeah, yeah. You said Youngblood been fasting and praying for 40 days. We ain't heard hide nor hair him. Now, will we see a book? Is he going to come out with this book? Or was that book conversation discussed in the dismissal conversations? I need you to take your pedophile behind and go sit down somewhere. Have a seat and shut up. That's what I'm going to need you to do. Was that a conversation that happened? Mm-hmm. C. Christian says, good evening, first time live attendee. Thank you. Thank you for coming through. I think Bishop has done enough legally to stop folks from coming for him. And if they do, then he'll go even harder legally next time. Money ain't an issue. And that's a good point as well. I think he has proved the point that if you blatantly come out here with absolutely no proof, and you don't talk about somebody recorded something and somebody sent me a text and so no, that kind of stuff can be deleted, added to, and with AI, what can we believe anymore? A friend called me the other night to ask me about another one of my friends in Los Angeles who put up a video of him preaching at a big old mixed congregation church. And it was so real that he called me to ask me, is that Jaime up there preaching? I said, no, that's AI. But it looked so real that everyone thought, I knew it off the bat because I know him like, that ain't Jaime up there preaching. But it was a good, wonderful depiction, AI video of him up there preaching. And that's the scary part. Everybody who says they have proof and this and that, and then it's never, with TD Jakes, ain't never nothing came to fruition. We know that. But the scary part is now I think he's showing, even in the cases that he did with the people who are putting up AI videos of him, free calls and all this other stuff. He's that's in court too. What's up, Juice Radio? Good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you for coming on through. Yes. Why would Bishop Jakes refile and who would be sued? Well, we've already talked about who would be sued, Courtney. Don't Courtney try to make people say names up here. We know who the names that have been actually in the lawsuit. It could be any one of them. I don't think we're looking at anybody else. But I think the way they work this thing with Tyrone Blackburn, I think they would want to include him in this as well. Listen, they've gotten a lot of proof of him filing, defamatory, erroneous demand letters. There's proof of that. So could they use that for their benefit? You said, good point. Although social media and AI ain't scared. Listen here, the way they doing things, it's, yeah. Courtney said it's not worth it. Maybe it's not. And it may not be. Maybe that's why the whole lawsuit was dropped, because they felt it wasn't worth it. That's a possibility too. Listen here, I'm a commentator. I'm just, I have to think outside of the box and try to think, what is Bishop Jakes up to next? Is this really the end of it? Or does he have something that he is going to try to put into the courts with maybe supposed co-conspirators? So you said if he would go hide under a rock and beg God and thank God that he was able to get from up under the claws of Bishop Jakes. Yeah. You said, of course she did. It said, I think Youngblood turned evidence against the co-conspirators. It's a possibility. They was eating each other. Everybody was turning on each other towards the end of that. turning on each other. So that's a possibility. Wilhelmina said, I think with Tyler Perry's lawsuit, he doesn't want to put a big spotlight on his. It's a possibility. It's a possibility. Who knows? Yeah, listen. I've always said, and without any hesitation, that I think that Bishop Jakes wanted Larry Reed. I've always said that. Listen here, T. Johnson. Just leave it alone. Leave it alone. Just leave it alone. Right, and we already know who we talking about. That's what I think. He's going to testify against them all. Oh, he's going to sing like a lullabies. He's going to sing lullabies in the spring. He ain't going to shut up. You know, and you got to remember, there's still other things to consider. We don't know. There's still other things to consider. Were there visits in the prison? Were there calls in the prison? What was the setup? What was was there a setup? Was there a whole plan? Was it a scheme set up, by Whitehead, Greasy Lips? But no, I wouldn't go on a bunch of victory laps right now. I would sit down and hope that the storm has passed over. I wouldn't do any victory laps right now. If I was anyone named in that lawsuit, I just would not do any victory laps. I would go ahead and try to figure out how I was going to take care of my family, how I was going to do some other things. I wouldn't be sitting around here gloating and talking about, I told you so. Ain't nobody told nobody nothing yet. Ain't nobody told nobody nothing. Yeah, what were the conversations over the phone? We know that they happened. That the conversations have been admitted to. So what were the conversations over the phone? Yeah. What's up, Jeanette Howell? Good to see you. Glad you're joining us today. Inspire is in the building. Did you guys hit the like button for me? Please hit that like button for me. Captain Powell. So I don't see a victory here. I see a dismissal. And man, the funny thing about it was so smart of Dwayne Youngblood's attorneys to say he didn't know nothing. Blame it all on the rain. Blame it on Tyrone Blackburn. He's the one who did it. He's the one who tried to shake him down. He's the one who tried. And whatever else Blackburn has said or has talked about, we need to, that needs to come to fruition as well. Yeah, there's no victories. We only had 46 likes. That's a shame. Can we get 100 likes at least? There's no victories here. I wouldn't take any laps. I wouldn't put on your sneakers, as the old people say, and then get ready to make a run for it. I wouldn't do it. I would sit out and really try to. Well, the thing about it, there's been so much more accusations and slander that has been going on and threats this week. Some haven't learned. We got to just sit back and see what else goes on. Because obviously this TD Jakes situation has not taught everybody to sit down somewhere and just keep everything close to the vest. That was a very smart move. They probably told him, well, who did it? When'd you sign it? When'd you see it? You didn't see nothing. You didn't sign nothing. You didn't okay nothing. They told him what he didn't do. And he said, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, master. It was a very smart thing to do. Just lay low. Lay low. Don't create no more problems for yourself. Just don't think that everybody is out of in the clear. No, just lay low right now. Be sweet. Be kind. Just pray and everybody do their thing. 20 million to 30 million. Oh, that's all his net worth is? I thought he was close to a billionaire. Who got the money? I thought he was close to a billionaire. I guess that Wells Fargo's thing didn't quite go on, you know. But then went into private live and told all the business. So what was the apology for? Went into the private live and told all the family business and secrets, according to him. So I don't know if that was really an apology. I guess it was an apology for acting out in the public like that. But if you go onto your members live and still throw out a bunch of accusations, I don't know how much of an apology that is. I'm just saying. There's the Patreon link, everybody. It is pinned in the chat. Make sure that you hit that link. We are doing Patreon. I didn't want to do it to my patrons. I was going to go live yesterday, but you know, other content creators were on, and I don't want to. And I know we all cross subscribers around here. Let's not be crazy, you know. Let's not be idiots about it. And I just didn't want my East Coast folks up that late. It was a Wednesday night. Now tonight is a Thursday night. You know, those Thursday nights seem to be a little bit longer nights for us over here for some reason. And so later on, we will be in Patreon today. We got a lot to talk about. And I believe we have a special guest in the Patreon on tonight. And I will update that. You know, I'll put it in the Patreon before the live, definitely. And I'll put the live in there and, you know, the time and everything. Okay. But I got to do some things and then we'll do Patreon. Yeah. Y'all hit that like button. I was thinking everyone in the chat, when I saw the title, I was shocked. Said, did you see it coming? I'm not going to say I saw it coming. I will say I'm not surprised, because how Dwayne was working that thing with his new attorney, that was going to be a challenge to prove unless they had real deal proof. Like, did he authorize this demand letter for $6 million? He said he didn't know nothing. He played dumb. So I knew that would be a uphill battle that they'll have to, you know, kind of conquer. But how it came together, the conspiracy of it all in Jake's mind may still be a thing. It may still be a thing. So like I said, people need to lay low and don't think this is a win. You know, just lay low. Are the details out about this court? No. They just put it through as this is what they want to do. All parties have signed. This is what they're going to dismiss. But details, and I don't know if we will get details of the dismissal. I doubt we would get those details. But we may get a new lawsuit. We cannot be ignorant to these things. We may get a new lawsuit. Yeah. Now, Dwayne Youngblood, that don't need to come out here with no books, no websites. He's already over there talking about credit repair or something. Maybe you need to stick with that. We don't need no books of your life. We've heard it. We've heard we've heard your plight. We know what you violate, and I'm sure his violations ain't gonna be in no detail in that so-called book. So unless you detailing what led you to be, no, he gonna say Jakes and other people did it to lead him to be a perv. But no, he gonna omit his daddy who was a perv and everybody else. I guess, I don't know. I'm not interested in his book, to tell you the truth. I ain't interested. You said narcissists never lay low, and that's the scary part. You know, I'm saying lay low, but you know they ain't gonna listen, P-Hole. They're gonna be around there. People gonna be around there. Their lives talking about winners on we went. No, see, and I told no. Listen. All court cases have the ability to be dismissed, but we all knew as soon as Dwayne got a new lawyer who said he didn't know nothing, and how they responded to the initial claim. Okay, this is what they gonna do. But I think, they still got to figure out what happened over there at that prison when he was locked up and all that. They got some things to figure out. They got a few things to figure out. Hopefully, Now, I don't want people to be sued, but listen, folks terrorized Bishop Jakes, y'all. Y'all got to admit it. That man was terrorized for a long time. And for it to end in just a dismissal, it's like I said, either we know he's really ill. We know that he's not well. And maybe I'm gonna say maybe the family pushed for it. Listen, attendance is down at the Potter's house. The coinage ain't coming in, as they say over there, as much, and we don't need to put out any money with these foolish people. Yeah, Wayne needs to find Yolanda Van Dett and fix his life. Well, but he's such a pseudo craftsman with his speech. He thinks he's really, you got to remember he was a pastor as a profession, and pastors are great manipulators. That's why it's so funny when I hear other pastors calling pastors manipulators. All pastors are manipulators. There's just levels to this thing, y'all. There's just levels. But I believe that all pastors have the gift of manipulation. Sorry. And to pastors to call other pastors manipulators, in one end, out the other. Unless he did. And there's nothing going to come off of that either. Tyrone Blackburn, there's nothing that's going to come out of that. And I do believe there's nothing that's going to come out of that. Because you're still dealing with the likes of, now it's another convicted pedo, Cora's ex-husband. It's a Dwayne Youngblood all over again. Yeah, sorry. The intention of teaching. Right. Well, we don't like to say manipulation, but they put it a little bit better. It's the gift of persuasion for the intention of teaching. Okay, we'll leave it there. The gift of persuasion. But they all have it. Most of them. And some of them do it well. They do it quite well. Money, something that does not have anything. And listen, and you do have to count up the cost. I think he got the message out, everybody, that he was trying to get out. That if he has to come out the house and get off the porch, he will get off the porch if he has to do it. And I think the message is out. Listen, everyone who continues to say they have accusations against people, but they never produce any receipts. This is a classic tale of how it ends. Nothing. Waste of money. Nothing. So, what else should I say? He said, I want them to be sued. So is everyone off the hook? Well, listen, the way it depends on how you look at it. We don't know what was discussed in that dismissal of all, conversation. We don't know what was discussed. What was the next plan? What did they ask of Dwayne Youngblood before they offered to dismiss it? What did they offer him? Or did his attorneys put it down so good that they had to do a dismissal? Rest of his life of 20. Definitely, he can live off that. He can. Y'all hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed right now. We are on the road to 25,000 subscribers. And listen, I believe we're going to hit it. I believe we are going to hit it. We are almost at 24,500. So I believe we will hit our goal by New Year's Eve. If I can get you guys to, could y'all do a Marvin Winans for? Can you bring a +1? You +1, okay? I need you to bring a +1 and have them subscribe. And and this is for free. I'm not charging you $1,000. And ain't the 19th coming up? When is the 19th? Could that be this Sunday? Perfecting Church. It's time to divvy up the cash. It's time to divvy up the cash. Okay? Where my phone at? I got something for y'all. Where my other phone at? Oh, it's in my face. Y'all hit that like button while I look at this real quick. It's time to divvy up the cash, Perfecting. It is October 19th this Sunday, and it is U +1 day. Marvin wants you to bring $1,000 and go ask your family, go ask your coworkers to go ahead and get them $1,000 so y'all can bring $2,000 into the church. And so he says somebody asked, if I don't have it, if I only have my $1,000, you just want the $1,000? If I don't have the +1, he said, baby, of course. They are not going to turn down your money. What's up, Dr. Ron D. Harris? They are not going to turn you down. This Sunday is the deadline. They haven't super sacrificial. They having sacrificial Sunday. 1,000 +1. Well, I mean, let's see. I got a new video, but one of our correspondents there in Detroit just got a new video the other day. Let's see how the work is going over there at Perfecting. Since this Sunday is sacrificial Sunday, and they want you to bring 2,000 smackers. They must be bringing it because it is, the balls is rolling over there on 7th over there in Detroit. Turn the sound off. This is the new land over there that's been there for over almost 25 years. You said, the people they must not be. We're going to see them lined up. This is just the other day. Sean Talks went over there, and she's her and Jesse are correspondents over there in Detroit. Is this good ground? That's the good question, Nicola. You're seeing it right now. It's your opinion if you want to say if it's good ground or not. That's the new land over there Perfecting in Detroit. What's up, Sean Holiday? Y'all put a color on it. We got one goal tonight. Hit that one goal and make it rain in the sanctuary. You said you want if the superstars, family members are contributing. Well, if they know better, they keep their money in their pocket. Why give to this? This is what they're giving to. And he said, I think there's about 190 something days left before they're supposedly walking into their new edifice. And this is it. Ground don't look broken. It don't look nothing. What's up, Shy Rosin? Just a bunch of dirt and BS. And this is the edifice here, coming up right here. It's just a shell. You got to remember that it's been up there for over 20 years. So, a lot of it needs to be redone. So it's really not even in working. What's happening in Windows? Okay. Oh, it's just a thing. Okay. But you see, there's nobody there. There's nobody working. There's nobody doing anything. It looks the doggone same. Looks the same as when I went there, what, over a year ago now? Over a year ago, and took my footage of it. You can find it here on this page under the perfecting. And I was in Detroit and I gave y'all a tour of it, and it looks exactly the same. And this was this week or the late part of next week. The grounds are up unkept. Yeah. So and mind you, they are asking the Saints to bring in $2,000 this week. So my. What'd you say? On them rocks, they gonna pull up on them rocks and gravel. That's all they gonna do in the 100 and something. That's all they gonna do. But he's gonna collect $2,000 from everybody this Sunday, and God bless you in your ministry. If they give it to you, knock yourselves out. Knock yourselves out. What's up, Princess? Who else came through? Well, that was it. That was it. Just thought we have a little prelude from that. So, but there's really not a lot to say about the dismissal of TD Jakes, and we are going to see what TD Jakes' next move is, or will there be any moves? Is this totally squashed? Will this put a little starch in bloggers' back to attack him even more? Since this one was dismissed, will bloggers come out and throw out more allegations? You said at least get the side up, give it hope, right? Yeah. It was dismissed. It didn't say it was settled. Both parties chose to dismiss it. So that means they had a conversation. Jakes probably told him what he wanted him to do and how he wanted him to shut up and go somewhere under a rock. And you ain't going to write no books and reference me. That's what you ain't going to do, young blood. And you don't go about your business. And I'm going to drop this. And if I need you to testify against some other people, I'm going you come on in here and you testify. You're going to be subpoenaed, and I want you to spill your ever-loving guts. You hear me? You hear me, Dwayne? Do they have enough money for the sign? Will they have enough money this Sunday? It's Sacrificial Sunday in Detroit. Bring $2,000. Put up or shut up. I really hate it because he'll probably have the choir up there. You'll have people in the choir who don't have the money, so they're just standing up there looking like they're broke, looking like they don't support the church, it's just a horrible feeling. I hate those situations. I don't want to ever be in those situations. Listen here. The St. James group here, we are faith-based. We are, but my thing is, when I have events, faith-based events and gatherings, we're singing. We're uplifting. Even when we take the virtual show, the virtual sanctuary to other cities, where we're doing some great interviews. We're having great singers and great conversations. I'm not having these services to embarrass people. I am out of that kind of stuff. I just can't do it. I just don't like to be a part of it no more. Courtney said, I have been there. They do that at Bishop Murphy's. Do they? That is, you talking about William Murphy? I don't like it. I'm staying away from that. Yeah, so I don't know, y'all. So what say you? You just guys got to just, we gonna see what else happens. It's just, just wild that I'm not gonna say that, because like I said, after Dwayne said what he said with his new attorney, I kind of figured they would have to fight that. They really would have to fight that. And so Dwayne got in there and blamed everything on Tyrone. You know he did. He went right in there and blamed everything on Tyrone. Yeah, I know it. I don't know it. Yes, he did. If you guys want to support the program, go ahead and support. It's streaming at the bottom, $ the St. James Show. And of course, through our Zelle, the St. James Show at att.net, Venmo, the St. James Show, and also PayPal is the SaintJamesShow.net. We are trucking towards 25,000 subscribers. So you want to make sure that you go get somebody and you tell them that we are. Oh, I don't want to do that. I want to do a redirect. Let me see. Where's she at? Okay, there she is. All right. We are trekking to 25,000 subscribers over here at the St. James Show. Sorry, I'm broke. Okay, that's fine. Okay. They do not meet the budget for the next. You said that they do not meet the budget for the next fiscal year. That's what he'll make them do if they do that. Yeah. It is hard time. Listen, I'm in a government shutdown, and they're talking about it's going to be maybe for like 40 days or so. It's like, how y'all going to predict the shutdown? This is such a scam, you guys. This is such a scam. How you going to predict how many days the shutdown is supposed to be? When I tell you we are all being bamboozled. And let me tell you something, Orange Man, Orange Goblin. Don't you send no troops or nobody over there up here to San Francisco. We don't need it. We don't want it. And get the hell out of it. Okay. We don't care. We don't need. We're talking about it's a mess. It ain't no mess up in San Francisco. They got some homeless like every other city. It's soothing over there by the water. It's soothing. It soothes the savage beast. So he talked about sending troops or whatever he gonna send them. No, we don't need it. Thank you. He just mad over there, Gavin Newsom. That's he just mad. He just mad at that man. He mad at that man. So it's whatever. All right, everybody. So listen, stay in the chat. I'm going to redirect you over there to the Juice Radio and Talk Show. I just wanted to come on. We are going live in Patreon. I will put it up in Patreon, the time and everything. All right. So give me a little bit, and I'm gonna put that up. I'm gonna go run an errand, and then I will be back later for Patreon. Okay. So meet me there later on tonight. If you're not a member, click on the link that's pinned in the chat and become a member. It's only $5 a month. If you don't have it, catch us next time. That's no problem. If you'll always be right here in the virtual sanctuary of the St. James Show. Also, we're on Facebook. We are on TikTok, the St. James TikTok, Instagram, the St. James Show. Make sure you are subscribing to all of our platforms. All right. If you pick up the platform and look us up, we're probably on there. So make sure that you subscribe some more. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Everybody stay seated. You're going to be redirected to the Juice Radio and Talk Show. All right. Stay right there.